Shoo-ba-ba-ba-up, yeah. Let's go on it together. Let's go on in adventure. Ba-ba, shoo-ba-ba-ba-up, yeah. Let's go on it forever. If you're feeling blue, nothing left to do, my love. And if you're feeling bored, I know you know the cure. You know the cure. Let's go on an adventure, bop, bop, shoo, bop, 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 yeah. Let's go on it forever. Let's go on an adventure, bop, bop, shoo, bop, 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 yeah. Let's go on it together. Let's go on an adventure.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Musical Chairs of Massachusetts. I am your host, Chris Guerra, and I am joined here by the beautiful Nikki Cross. Hello, Nikki.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. So, just so that, people understand how the timeline works, we are in the studio.
There is no time. It is all an illusion.
There is no time. Only Zool. So we are in the studio on a Sunday, which is a little bit out of the ordinary because we were usually here on Saturdays doing our thing. But, it's fine.
We hashtag do it for the pod.
Do it for the pod. But I just want to say, not only are we here on a Sunday, but we are here on Mother's Day. And do you know how I know Mother Nature is a mother?
Enlighten me here, Christopher.
Yeah. When Mother Nature makes sure that every weekend for the last 50 weekends has been raining, except for Mother's Day. Like, good one, Mother Nature. And I think this is like the only sunny Sunday we have for like another 12 weeks. I don't know. It's just rain. Anyways.
Yeah, Mother Nature's like, it's my day and I'm making beautiful bitches.
Yeah. Rain. Way to rain on my parade.
No, she wasn't raining on her parade.
Well, not on her parade, but on everybody else's parade. But you know what? That's okay, because on this show, we bring our own sunshine into this room. And today is no different. We have not just a sunshine, we have a superstar.
He is nothing but a giant ray of sunshine. Like,
oh, seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
hard not to be mad around him.
I know, right? Seriously. Yeah, so just really awesome show. I was just really, really blown away over the fact that we got to hear some never before heard songs.
Yeah, we have two musical chair exclusives that he has not even debuted one of these songs to his own bandmates yet.
Isn't it crazy that we have had a handful of exclusives already on this show?
I feel honored and privileged, honestly. Like,
right?
Thank you guys for trusting your music and our care. Because, with our platform, the sky's only the limit. So thank you for trusting us to debut this stuff for you.
I'm just so honored. You guys are just so incredibly awesome to us. And, we couldn't be more thankful just for the opportunity to debut some of these new songs with our audience. And, I can't think of a cooler guy to hear some new stuff from. Like, he really does have a Rolodex in his brain of just songs.
What's a Rolodex?
Yeah. I know. None of the kids are like, Mom, what's the Rolodex? I'm like, well, that's yeah. Kids, before we had the Contact app where you saved all your contacts, we used to have this like paper thing that you would spin the wheel and it'd make a really cool noise. And you'd have like contact stuff handwritten in, maybe typed if you were like really that OCD, but
With a typewriter.
Typewriter, remember typewriters? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, they used to make noise. You could, and you, whatever you typed, like it's there, it's done. There is no backspace.
No.
There is no delete. But you know, now we're in the ages of AI, and you know we're spoiled now.
Do you remember? Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
About those Rolodex typewriter days. I think it was at Walmart the other day, and I saw a sticker on the side of somebody's car. Now, all right, picture it. 1990s classic television where you had like your Golden Girls and your Columbo, and then you also had Murder, She Wrote.
Oh.
Do you remember that show, Murder, She Wrote?
Yeah, she used a typewriter.
She did.
Yes, she did.
Enlighten the folks that might not know what Murder, She Wrote, like what that was about.
So, right. It was like, this is way before you had CSI and all these other detectives.
She was like a journalist, right? Like a murder journalist?
She would write about all these, murders. Hence Murder, She Wrote.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I see this sticker and it's got a picture. What the hell is her name? I forgot her name.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
She had the short hair, short gray hair.
Yeah.
But anyways, on it said, "I killed them. I killed them all." And I started laughing. I was like, that is the ultimate plot twist of she was writing about her own murders.
Her victims.
Right.
Every single episode was about her victims. Now, that's like
it only took 30 years to figure that one out.
Yeah, that's like a Stephen King plot twist. I'll make sure to share the graphic with the folks here. Here she is. Ding! Like, how hilarious.
Oh,
anyways.
It was Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, that's it.
And she played Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Google machine.
Jessica Fletcher, you were the murderer the entire time.
That's like the saying where it's like it's always the joggers that find the murder victims.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonder why that is. You just conveniently happen to run by. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's why she was so good at her job.
Yeah. She was just hanging out with the chick from Misery. Just I'm telling you, just wacky.
I saw that sticker though, and I died laughing. I'm like, whoa, I never thought of that before, but that is the plot twist. So yeah. 90s things, Rolodexes, Mirror, She Wrote. Oh, what a time to be alive.
Oh my God.
The year that our guest, or era that our guest was born in.
Yes. Yeah.
He's actually a repeat guest, by the way. We had him on a few months back, so his voice might sound a little familiar at first. When I actually got him on the show, it was funny. I actually originally thought of him first. I'm like, oh, I want to get him on the show because I knew him. But I completely, at the time of reaching out to him, didn't ask him to be on the show. I'm like, hey, would your band be interested in coming on the show? And then while he was sitting in the very seat that you're sitting in right now, I was like, so yeah, pull up your calendar. When are you free for you? Because I know you got solo stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, I was following in his band, oh God, probably like 8 years now.
Yeah.
And then I happened to be at the Goat in Manchester, probably like 5-ish years ago. And I was like, hey, you're the guy from OTB. And he was like, yeah. So it's,
nice.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm so glad that you brought this guest back, because he's so talented.
But he's also got his own story.
He's got his own story, right? And I'm just really thankful that you brought him back, because he's got a lot to say, and it's a lot of good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of good stuff. So let's delay no more. And Nikki, how about you go ahead and introduce our next guest?
Today we're joined by a friend of our show, Mike Jetti, the powerhouse frontman of East Coast reggae rock band Over the Bridge. Hailing from Gloucester, Mass., Mike is a singer, songwriter, and producer whose musical reach stretches far beyond the stage. When he's not touring the country with OTB, he's grinding out nearly 300 gigs a year across New England and beyond, lighting up local bars and restaurants with a dynamic set list that spans generations and genres. He holds weekly country residencies at the GOAT venues throughout the region, has been featured on Cruiser's Local Catch on Country 102.5 FM, and helped launch OTB's debut album straight to #1 on the iTunes reggae charts. This is a guy that lives and breathes music. Welcome back to our studio, Mike.
Yeah. What an introduction.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Nikki.
Thank you.
That was great.
And only one try. That's
Thank
amazing.
You guys, man.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you for
Mike.
coming back on.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for giving me the
Yeah.
chance to come and talk about myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you are just a busy man.
Yeah, and I'm playing almost every day.
Yeah.
Gigging almost every day. It's how I'm paying the bills. Full-time musician since 2019 was the last time I had a real job.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So it's busy.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Between the band and touring and gigging every day and expecting
Congratulations.
father. Yeah. Really excited. Taylor, my wife and I are expecting in October.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be a dad, so that's a lot too, preparing and doing all this stuff. I'm reading books and watching all the videos that are sent to me on TikTok from Taylor.
Yeah.
All the baby talks, yeah.
Aw.
So we're excited about that. Lot of studio stuff going on with Over the Bridge, my solo stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's been good, man. I stay moving. You know, objects in motion stay in motion.
Yes, they do.
When I'm like idle, I go and I'll take days off, or I'll say I'm gonna take it a little bit easier, and then I end up filling those days off with like projects and like other stuff to do.
Sure.
So it's like, yeah,
You can't have a sit on the couch lazy
no, I'm
kind
not
of day.
that. I'm not that kind of guy. I can't sit still like that. So I'm like, if I'm gonna be doing, I might as well just gig every day.
Yeah.
What else am I gonna do? Right? I'm like, I love to play music. So why would I not want to do that every
As
day?
long as it doesn't get
I'm gonna do
old,
that.
then,
No,
you know,
it's like
so you're just doing what you love.
meeting new people, playing songs that I love, that people love. Yeah, it's great. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the best job in the whole world.
So the music that you are playing when you're playing solo is a little bit different than
Yeah, so
Over the Bridge, right?
It varies from place to place. You know, different
Yeah.
restaurants and bars and locations have a different vibe.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sometimes I play at a place called Toscano Forno, Peabody, Mass. And it's like a nice Italian place. So we're playing like little older, maybe like Bill Withers type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, some like dinner music,
Right.
easy listening stuff. And then I do Saturday nights in Portsmouth at the Goat.
Yeah.
It's like Saturday night, fun, like
Yeah.
honky tonk style, like country stuff, you know. Get the people going. That's why we're there. So it's a little bit of everything. Sometimes if we'll play like beach bars and stuff. You know.
that's cool.
I've gone. I did a week-long residency in St. John.
Ooh.
It's probably the coolest run of gigs that I've ever done.
Yeah.
I played at the Windmill Bar every day from 4 to 7, and it was sunset. It was the sunset.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah,
nice.
incredible. Looking over all of the islands of St. John and I don't even know what the other ones are. St. Thomas is you have to take a ferry there, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm playing, reggae stuff. The original music is like reggae rock stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of, honestly, everything, and that's like a testament to my style and my taste.
Yep.
Like I grew up listening to everything and anything. I used to rap when I was a kid too.
Oh, that's cool.
Hip hop stuff is like my jam, old school hip hop, new stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like really just time and place. I don't show up with a set list ever.
You just
I
read
show
the
up and
room.
read the room. Yeah.
That's really cool.
I learned like early on in my gigging, so gigging professionally, we call it, I'm a working musician,
Yeah.
and I learned early on in my working musician career that if you show up with a plan and then like you're like young, whatever songs, and then it's like all older people and like baby boomers and stuff, and you don't have anything prepared and you don't know anything of that. It's just kind of like awkward gig the whole time. Had a couple of those starting out earlier. I was like, okay, I need to learn some dad rock.
Yeah.
And then like I dug into it and started listening to my oldest sister who was trying to show me the classics my whole life, and I ignored her. But then I loved it.
Yeah.
So now it's like one of my strong points, like Bob Seger and like, all the Tom Petty's kind of like one of my favorite go-tos.
Oh, I love Tom Petty.
Yeah, just like, the Southern Rocky, like that kind of stuff. It's some of my favorite stuff to go to. It's jamming. Everybody knows it. Music genre, style, and taste is all over the place. We're playing everything.
Yeah.
But I've fallen more particularly in love with the country genre, maybe because I play the most country residencies at the GOAT locations.
Yeah.
And it's kind of started to leak into my creativity and into the studio a little bit. So I started to write kind of some country stuff, and that's a new avenue this year.
That's
I'll be
awesome.
releasing it under Mike Jetti.
Yeah.
I created a separate name actually within the last year or so. It's Mike Jetti, to kind of differentiate that stuff.
Sure.
From Over the Bridge and the solo country singer-songwriter type stuff. Because I actually been playing, almost 5 years at the GOATs. So there's people who have they saw me at the GOAT, they come to the GOAT to see me, and they've only ever seen me sing country and the Southern rock and the stuff like that. And then they come to a show with my band, and it's sublime rock, reggae rock, and they're like, "Whoa, what is this?" So and then I got reggae fans that come to see me at my residency
That was
gigs.
me.
Yeah.
And they see me play country for 3 hours. They're like, "What is going on?"
That was
I
me.
thought this was a reggae guy. Right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of trying to separate it a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew of OTB. I've been following them for probably at least 8 years or so, and then
It's almost the whole time we've been in
yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
And then I went to the GOAT. Yeah, probably 5-ish years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm there for brunch, and I'm like, he's from OTB.
know that guy.
I know that guy. Yes.
Yeah.
So funny how that works out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Playing all over. I have so many stories like that,
Yeah.
and it's awesome that you've been to the GOAT and recognized me and seen me, because just being out there all the time, meeting new people, and playing gigs, not only just my comfortability and stage presence, it's like a master class in that, right? My 10,000 hours, but it gives me a chance to meet all kinds of different people. I've gotten private gigs. I've gone to the St. John. I go to Key West all the time. Now I'm on a podcast. It's it's cool, the connections and folks that I've met through doing the gigs. And as we've grown with Over the Bridge, it's something that I've been adamant about continuing to do.
Sure.
Even as we get bigger and the tours get bigger and we're talking to agents and stuff like that, it's
You still want your side quests.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to sign that off, and I'm not going to sign away the right to gig and make money and support,
Right.
When we're off the road, I'm not on the road. We're not touring, right? So I changed that. I made a whole new separate thing. Mike Jetti is its own thing. Own entity. Own. We're going to drop music on it. And it'll be my own thing that I can gig on under that stage name, I guess, separate from Over the Bridge. So I'm excited about that. It's been a rebranding. Some people are like, "Well, what is he doing changing his name?" But it's also in part because my last name is Forchette,
Right.
But it's spelled Forgette.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So everybody forget, forgot. We won't forget you.
yeah.
Mike, forget about it. Fischetti, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I grew up with people just absolutely
Butchering
massacring and butchering my
Yeah.
name. So people come up to me at gigs all the time, and I'm like, they won't forget me. I'm like, oh no. So I changed a little bit. I made it nice and easy. It's Jetti.
I love that.
Makes it easy. And friends and close relatives and some of my homies and my brothers that I've grown up with have just naturally called me Jetti anyway, because Forgetti, spaghetti. It's just been a thing forever. So the Jetti part of it kind of stuck. And my friends and family call me Jetti all the time too. So
Nice.
yeah. There's a little story behind the name and this new logo that I got. It's actually the first time I've ever seen it up on something.
Yeah. No, it looks
cool.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because actually, when I first saw you, you had your actual last name up on your
I
your
did
poster.
on my gig
Yes.
sign.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike Fischette or Michael Fischette, Mike Fischette Music
Yep.
or whatever, and that was my name on all the socials and all the stuff. I just gigged as my name. And then in the last year or two, I've made the transition to changing everything over to Mike Jetti.
Nice.
Just so that I could kind of create that separate thing and give it its own, real estate.
Yeah.
To fill it up with whatever kind of creations come out of this new venture. So
Make an impression on the interwebs.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you find one a little bit more challenging than the other versus doing your solo stuff versus working with the band, or
Just the normal typical things. Like it's just easier to manage when it's just me.
Yeah.
I know right off the bat, if I'm available and I don't have to check with 5 guys or whatever. But,
yeah.
the energy sometimes is obviously not as over the bridge is just huge.
Right.
And it's just big. When we're all together and there's all of us on the stage, it's like, it's powerful.
Yeah.
It is. It's a force and it's awesome. And people, it's a wave. Everybody catches it. It's great. In solo, I'm not going to say I move a room. I could definitely move a room like that, but it's just not the same. It's not the same as like the big production and the stage and the stuff.
I mean, you don't have Dave with the fiddle in his hand.
Right.
And, you don't have your,
the
keys.
being up there by myself. I do loop. I use a looper.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm really good with it.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a long time. It's like an extension of me now.
Nice.
Like a third and fourth hand,
Right.
So I jam along with myself and it makes it like, I used to go to Key West. I've been going to Key West. I just went in February, but every year for a run of gigs. So basically a paid vacation, just go down there and gig every day. It covers the cost of the hotel.
Yeah.
Taylor sits and reads her book by the pool and we go down there and then whatever.
Sure.
But everybody down there is an incredible musician in Key West. Shout out to all the musicians in Key West. Love you guys. And they all use like looper pedals and a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them were using loopers and like these cool like keyboards and just all this stuff. And I was just a dude on a stool with a guitar. I'm like, man, how boring is this? Like what? So I picked it up the first couple times I went down there. I'm like, I got to get me a pedal board.
Yeah.
And that was like literally, I've been playing music for 20 years since I was like 14. I'm 33 now. And I just got my first pedal board like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, I need to get into the looping. And I just always, because I'm like rapping, producing, making beats and songs and the arrangements and stuff has always been like in my head. So the timing and the different layers and structures of a song kind of already are there for me.
Right.
And then with a looper, it's just like taking that out of my head and like, I play the rhythm guitar and then I have a pedal that drops it into a bass octave and I play the bass line. And then I get another microphone that I'm like, and I loop that and then I hit on the guitar. So it's like a kick and a snare. And then now we have a whole entire thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I have a little pedal that gives it a little solo, like, crunch to it. And I can rip a solo over it. Yeah. And it's like a whole, 3-4 piece band just like chilling in a corner.
Yeah, right. So exactly.
It makes it way more fun for me too. Because a lot of the gigs, especially playing solo, is like sometimes you're just kind of background music, right?
Yeah.
Like in a restaurant, they want to be entertained, but like you got to know when to put on the show and when to kind of sit back.
Right.
And in those instances where you're like really sitting back, it makes it so much better because I can just like, play a song, sit back, jam with myself for a little bit, some nice dinner, kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Come back, sing the rest of the song and play another little bit,
Sure.
It turns a 3-minute song into like a 5-7 minute song. So people are like, how do you play 300 gigs? I'm like, well, I'm not playing the whole time. Like I might be singing or on the stage for 4 hours at a time, but like I usually don't take breaks. It's like just because once I get going, it's hard. Once you get the room moving and yet the energy's going and they're paying attention to you.
Oh, yeah.
And you
don't want to let that down.
No, right. It takes like an hour and a half just to get that going sometimes. And that's like halfway through a 3-hour gig.
Right.
Yeah. You can take a break right when you got them, like,
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. So
you work too hard to be a hype man.
Yeah, that's it. So I work too hard to get them going. You play a couple songs, and I guess the art of the gig is my solo thing, and the Mike Jetti thing is maybe I've been exploring maybe putting on some like classes or like some mentoring type stuff. Yeah, I have been gigging a lot. So there's like little bits of knowledge and stuff that I've picked up along the way.
Oh, that's cool.
It just little tricks of the trade, And gigging like that, you notice I'll play a couple little teaser songs of each kind of genre or decade, and I'll watch around the room. The feet keep going. The lady over there is mouthing the words. This guy's kind of nodding his head. I've noticed, okay, that's working. And we kind of steer the boat that way a little bit, right? And then
Right.
you pay another one that's sort of like that. And then another one. And then someone comes up, you mentioned you do requests, and someone hangs up and does a request. And they're at a table of 5 people over there.
Yeah.
You nail the request and they're singing along.
Yes.
And that just sparks a fire with all the people that were shaking and already kind of sort of into it. They're seeing that table singing along to their request, and I'm like, great request. And then the other, and then we're rapid fire around the room, and then an hour into it, the whole room's singing along.
Yeah.
It's like a group request section, like they're like, play this song, and the other table's like, yeah, great one. And then I'm not gonna take a break in the middle of that. It took me an hour and a half to get that going. It's like a science, and then
as a solo gig, when you can pull the room like that, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's awesome.
it's something I've learned. Like when I first started, man, I'd play with my eyes closed and I'd sweat.
Yeah.
Like sweat, like clammy, like gross dripping sweat, like I need a new shirt. I'd be like so like nervous and clammy and awkward up there. Just close my eyes and sing.
I actually have I have a video from the night that I saw you up in Portsmouth. It was like towards the end of the night.
Yeah.
And the Australian guy that was sitting with me at the bar,
yeah.
he was like, "You think you can play Counting Crows?" I'm like, "He can do that." So that's what So you started playing Mr. Jones, and I literally have a video of that table of dudes that were sitting in front of me, up dancing around, and the Australian guy is jumping around, and like everybody.
Awesome.
It is.
You were right there in the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot of the gig.
Best video of that.
You got like a 45-minute window when you get them warmed up where
Yes.
you can't miss. Just every single one and just.
But you had that table of dudes up there dancing around. You had the Australian guy literally jumping up and
So
down.
fun.
It was so much fun.
Man.
Yes.
You just, I've been doing it for so long. I'm more comfortable on the stage than in a crowd, honestly. Like, I don't like sitting in the middle of a crowded bar room, but I will stand in front of them and sing a song. It's the weirdest thing.
And I feel like, too, especially for like that Portsmouth location, having that loop station,
Yeah.
because it is such a smaller venue,
it gets it
really
going.
gets it more dynamic and going.
Yeah.
Yes. It fills it out, makes it much more than just a guy in the corner with a guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of an art form, honestly. Looping, a lot of incredibly musicians can't loop.
No.
And a lot of loopers don't do, it's something you gotta like spend time with.
Yeah.
For me, I was lucky. I just like have time and it kind of clicked together. But I sucked at it for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I was bad at it. Where it was a learning curve for sure. And now that I have it, I don't even look at it anymore. I'm just like,
Timing is everything, because you can speed up your song real freaking quick if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting the loops on time
Yeah.
is really hard. That's what's hard. And I don't know. It's just kind of like you can't really teach timing in music. Like if you got the rhythm, man, you got the rhythm.
Oh, sure.
And I'm lucky that I got the rhythm. I got it. It's like
Now, do you find that like getting used to the loop pedal has helped you with your other areas of your music as well?
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, it really has. So, I learned more chord progressions because with looping and stuff and building those out and playing a million different covers, all different chords.
Sure.
And then soloing and jamming. I play, I'm not going to lie, this summer I'm 7 days a week. I'm pretty much playing every day. And when you're playing and soloing and leading over that, your skills get better, right? I'm essentially practicing for hours every day. I've gotten really good at soloing. Like I'm notorious for being terrible at guitar in my band. Like at least self-proclaimed, I'm awful. I'm not as good at Dave. Even to this day, I'm like a producer. We were working with Grammy-nominated, Grammy winners, and if you asked me what key that song was in, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I know what it sounds like because I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
And I self-taught guitar. But the way I play and, the way I learned is not, traditional in any sense.
Right.
And it's limited my abilities because I don't play like the, textbook way.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of give and take there. Yeah.
But that's okay. Like not everybody has to master a music theory in order to be a musician.
Right.
So sometimes you just have that raw talent where you can just dive right into a song and figure it out.
So with the looper, I can, if I can hear it in my head, if I hear the melody, I've heard the song before, I heard it on the radio, I can recreate enough parts on the looper that it sounds like the song.
Yeah.
So you don't have to know theory for that. You just
Right.
have to find where it is on the thing.
Right.
You know, boom, 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 boom.
Not only that,
That's it. All right,
Yeah.
You loop it, and then
Yeah.
you find
But
which
there's-
chord goes with it, and you play it, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna, now we have a song, and we're like, you know, I don't even know what chord that is, but I know what it sounds
also,
like.
think about how many songs out there that are based off of the same chord progressions where you could do a whole mashup because they
Right.
all
Oh,
flow
yeah.
like that.
That is awesome, and I do that all the time.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I do it all the time.
I love those. I've seen some videos like that.
Some really cool ones online. There's some
Oh,
really.
yeah.
I've taken a couple of the YouTube video ones and I do them live. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
a few of them. They're really fun. Everything in music is like a reinterpretation of the same
Yeah.
notes and chords, right?
Think about it, there's only so many.
Yeah.
And then you gotta
And-
you gotta
Every song is made up of looped parts.
Yeah.
Right? It might be played differently, but like the verses are probably the same chords, the bridge, the chorus, the intro's different, but like the main parts, the meat and potatoes of a song
Yeah.
are the same chords, the same root notes, the same stuff. So you can loop almost any song, pretty much anything, or at least fake it enough
Yeah.
with the looper and stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can play pretty much anything. So that's a skill that I've learned in itself, but gigging all the time is like how to bullshit a song when you don't really
Yeah,
know it and
yeah.
someone asks you for a request.
They'll never know.
Oh, no, they don't really. You just like just kind of mumble the
Yeah.
things, and then when you sing the shit out of the one part that you know,
The chorus,
you
or-
sing
right?
the hell out. Yeah, you sing the shit out of the chorus, right? And then everybody sings along, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that you don't know the verses at all. It's fantastic.
Well, speaking of singing, you got a song for us prepared?
Sure. Yeah.
Sweet.
Do it.
So, what's the name of the first song that you're gonna perform?
Are you doing an original or a cover?
Yeah, this is gonna be an original.
Ooh.
Sure. I actually don't know if I've named this song. I think it's Over the Hill or Over the River.
Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe we just named it together. That's it. I think that's it.
I love it.
Okay.
It's the little thing, sitting man. Give me the shivers, run fingers to my midnight snack. Cool kitchen day, so my soul back your little hands. I've been on, man, ain't seen quite the view. You sit leaning in style on the floor, getting ready in our bedroom. Over on Killer Road River, if I make a promise, bet your ass out of live. Some man talk down red walking. If you catch me on my heels, put my hands in my pocket. I learned it all the hard way. I never give your heart away. I now lead your love straight. You can follow me in the dark. When you're shotgun ride, I'll be right beside you. Fixing broken things, hang yourself, kill the spot, rub your back, open door, lend a hand, hold doors. I could do nothing on my own, ain't none of this world do no. Never been a quitter and I ain't gonna stop. I ain't no fire that's gonna tear us apart. But you can patch a hole in the wall, but you can't patch a hole in the heart. Over a hill or over a river, if I make a promise, bitch, last I live. Some men talk down there, walk death, catch me on my heels with my hands in my pocket. I learned it all the hard way. I never give your heart away. I never leave your love astray. Follow me in the dark. Yeah, man.
Man, I love it.
That's the first time I ever played that song for anybody else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Besides Taylor, I wrote that song by Taylor.
Oh,
Happy Mother's Day, Taylor.
Happy Mother's Day, Taylor.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah, man.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So when you write these songs,
Yeah.
is it what's that process like? Is it just comes naturally to you, or do you have to like craft at it for a while?
It's honestly all different and it changes, but it's like sometimes it's like catching lightning in a bottle where you get like sort of struck by an inspiration and you kind of just like scribble it on the wall, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't really know what happened. I just kind of channeled it.
Like blacked out for a second there.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
And it happens like that. And other times it's like, you know, I'm sit down with the guitar and I'm feeling some kind of way and I come up with like, you know, some sort of melody.
Yeah.
And that relates to how I was feeling or like whatever's going on, you know, currently.
Yeah,
And then
right.
I write the lyrics based on how the song makes me feel or, you know, the emotion or intention behind,
Oh, that's
you know,
cool.
the sound. Sometimes I'll write lyrics first. I
Yeah.
have a really strong idea of like a message or like an idea, a theme, something like that.
Right.
And then, so I'll write that down. And sometimes it's just a few lines or maybe just a chorus or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit down and try and work a melody to that.
Okay.
So I'll just like, you know, usually it kind of sort of roughly forms itself when you're writing. It's almost like a poem, right? And
Yes,
when you're
yeah.
reading it back to yourself, it kind of forms its own flow, sort of,
Sure.
and feel. And then I try and find like where that is on the neck somewhere, and then it comes together, you know. And you sort of mold them together
Yeah,
a little,
I
and then you got a song, and you know, and I take usually I'll do acoustic guitar first.
Okay.
And I'll go and sit down in my studio and record the guitar.
Yeah.
And then I'll, you know, just play with all different sounds around it. You know, just kind of like what else do I hear there? And then I have a keyboard and any sound pretty much in the whole entire universe.
That's
you can
cool.
add it with the keyboard. So I'll sit down and I'll just experiment and make different noises and stuff. Whoa, I like that sound. That's cool. And then, you know, from the time it starts on the phone or the guitar to the time it's like a song, it goes through a crazy transformation, and that's just with solo stuff. That's not even with the band. Like we'll demo stuff out that starts kind of like how that is, and we'll take it to the band, and then everybody else is such incredible musicians at Over the Bridge that they'll take that, add it, spin something, and they'll be like, oh, what if we go to this note here instead? And we're like, whoa, that's crazy. And then, you know, and then that evolves a million times. And then when you get to the mix process, now you're adding edits and effects and stuff like that after you've done a million different things to record it, right?
Yeah.
So you record it that way, then now we're adding like echoes and, you know, cutting stuff and dropping things here. And from the time it's honestly incredible. It's magic.
Yeah.
It's insane. We've only done it twice. It's only my second full-time album with Over the Bridge. So seeing it happen a second time is it's amazing. We're a little bit more seasoned after the first one.
Yep.
And we locked in. We did, I think, 7 days straight of 10-hour sessions. We stayed in a hotel right down the street.
Wow.
And we just locked in, and we didn't do anything besides record the album. We stayed at a hotel. We all ate together. We slept in the hotel. We went back at 10 o'clock in the morning. We were done at 8 p.m., dinner, back to the hotel, and just for 10 days straight, 7 days straight. And we've been working on that album for a year and a half now. Yeah, a year and a half. And it's awesome. We're in the process of getting signed, going on a tour, doing all this stuff.
So cool.
Yeah, the work is paying off.
Yes.
For sure. But the artistic process of writing a song and how it comes from like an idea in your head, it's like I don't know, let's say diamonds, right? They mine them from a mine, a hole in the earth, and they bring them up, and it's just a raw diamond, and then a bunch of different processes, cleaning, polishing, cutting them, whatever. Now it's a ring,
Right.
and it's the brain and the idea is like the idea of the melody and stuff is the mining. I take that out. And then through a long ass process, sometimes a year and a half of polishing and shining and cutting, now we have a rock that we can, now we have a ring or a necklace that we can sell somebody. So it's very similar to that. And it's cool to have, it's really honestly magic to take something from the realm of places that don't exist in the real world, right?
Right.
An imagination, imaginary tone or song or something, and then turn it into a tangible thing you can buy for 99 cents on iTunes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's like magic, right? That's insane. So it's really one of the coolest things I think that we do as humans is like create music and create art in general, and that comes from a place that didn't exist before, right? It was you made something
Out of thin air.
right, out of an idea. Now it's a song, and people can listen to it and draw an emotional reaction to it. You can like make people feel good or bad or cry or whatever just with a song that you came. It's incredible. So anyway, it's cool, but it's mind baffling.
So kids, next time you download a 99-cent video music song there on the Spotify's, just know how much work went into that.
Yeah.
Tons.
Yeah.
Way more than you think goes into making an album or a song.
Right.
Way more. And when I first started music, I thought it was just like, man, we had a laptop and a thing, and I'm like, I'm like, we're gonna be famous. I'm
Just
like,
GarageBand
whatever.
it.
Right, 100%. I thought it was like, that's it. Boom, put it on Facebook, dude. We're it. Oh man, was I stupid. And over the last 20 years, I learned the hard way that is not how it works. Man.
Yeah.
But we started to figure it out. Man. We have. So it's working out for us.
I have to commend you guys. You guys have done such a great job at like getting your music out there and getting.
Thank you.
Yeah, getting people.
We're trying, man. It's so hard being independent and like from New England and just in this area. And the music is so competitive in general that like we're constantly trying to find new ways to get in front of new people, to make new content that's gonna bring in new people so that we can show them our good songs and our stuff. And especially the way people consume content and music now, it's like, we're content creators. We're like making clips. In our band, we have Monday, Skype, FaceTime meetings. Yeah. And every week we have assigned social media post days in the band. So like Monday is my day, Sunday is Dave's day, Thursday is Austin's day. Like we have literally assigned days where like you have to post on all the pages.
I would have never known that. Like that's the thing is your stuff is such quality. It really is hard to tell.
Really trying to like stay cohesive with it and like we talk about what we're posting that week. So like we'll be like, okay, we have a big show coming up this week. Everybody's post day, post about a different thing about that. Or this week we're gonna post about Dreamin', post a different whatever video with Dreamin' as the song. So we spend a lot of time paying attention to what's working for other people, sure, and then just reinterpreting that for ourselves.
You would never tell that 3 different people are creating this, so it's all such top-notch quality.
It is us 3. Yep. Yeah. Sure.
That's such a smart way of doing it, though.
I'm sure Dave would love to hear that because Dave's not good at social media, but he has learned and he's been doing a lot of good posts this year.
Yeah,
cool. A lot of the cool like snowboardy, like outdoorsy, like
he's
guy
out Utah.
stuff. Yeah, Dave's like super wild nature boy, man. Yeah, he's
that's awesome.
that's snowboarding, wakeboarding. you just climbing mountains. That's Dave.
That's
all
cool.
that kind of content, that's from Dave. The studio stuff and like, the show announcements, that's my stuff. A lot of the viral, like, hooky type stuff that gets the new listeners. That's Austin. Austin's really good at that.
Nice.
So we kind of like falling into our own little niches, and it's starting to work. Yeah.
But it's so smart because I mean the demand for content is so high. You really need more than just one person.
You can't be doing it yourself.
Yeah.
I did it all myself. In the last year or so, we've LLC'd the band. We've started because we're getting signed and all this stuff. We're starting to like go legit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this all by myself anymore. You guys have to take all responsibility. If this is gonna work, all of us have to be working as hard as we can. So like, divvied it all up. Everybody's got ownership. Everybody's, we got post days. We're staying committed to Monday meetings where we have a running document, to-do list where we like, run down bulletins for the week and like what's going on. We treat it like a real company now, and we've taken it a lot more serious in the last 2 years, and it's shown. It's paid off. So we're really excited about this year, and having all three of us posting and doing the stuff is working. TikTok actually today just passed our Instagram and followers today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, literally today. So
you just started that too.
Just started paying attention to TikTok like within the last couple months. We've had an Instagram pretty much the whole time we've been a band.
Yeah,
and we only have like 3,400 or something like that. And 2 months ago, our TikTok was like a barren wasteland. Like we just like untouched. We made one but never posted on it.
Sounds like mine.
Yeah. It was just nothing there. And we had 250 or something like that followers. And now fast forward, we've been posting regularly on it and doing the, the planning and stuff.
Yeah.
And we just broke 3,400 from 250 to 3,400 in 2 months.
Wow.
On TikTok.
Crazy growth.
Crazy growth. And like you couldn't even really pay for that kind of growth. I think since Thursday we have 500 new followers on this one video.
Wow.
So, and that's Austin. Cool. Austin has the best viral videos that are on our stuff. So
that's awesome.
It's been part of an initiative of rolling out the new album and like really taking it seriously. It's like all these, labels and bookings, they all want data. Now everything's data, Spotify streams. Yeah. How many tickets can you sell? How many followers do you have in Denver? You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. So we're really amping it up. We've been posting a ton every week, very consistently, to grow that audience so that we can really give this album its chance to, be seen. And it's working, man. We got these 3,000 people are from all over the country. It's not like where our Instagram is like 3,000 people from Gloucester. Yeah. Like,
right.
These are 3,000 people from all over the country and world where they're like, when you come to Utah, when you come to Arizona, I'm there, man. We found you 2 months ago on TikTok on our For You page, and we've been listening to you every day. And we've seen it convert into Spotify streams, and the data for our songs is all up across the board from these TikToks and these things. People are actually going from the TikTok and finding us on Spotify and adding us and listening to the songs.
That's
and
cool.
like real fans converting, and that's like. Man, that's invaluable. That's what everybody wants to do.
Yeah.
And it took us a really long time to kind of figure it out, but it's starting to work.
And can you kind of see that almost simultaneously? Like, oh, TikTok just got a new follower. Oh, just saw another stream. Like you can
Pretty
almost
much.
kind of see it.
Yeah. So I get a report automatically every week of our weekly streams across all the platforms. I have like an AI app that tracks it and sends me a report. And I can see the difference between weeks and weeks. It actually shows me how many times we've been Shazammed and where.
Whoa.
So like somebody played our song at a Subway or like, at a pizza place in middle of nowhere, Florida.
Yeah.
We had 5 Shazams in Clearwater. Like, well, why?
Somebody touch-tuned you guys.
Right, yeah, 100%. Somebody threw us on somewhere and a bunch of people in that room were like, who is this? And they checked it out.
That's cool.
That's cool.
So I can see that in real time. Yeah, it's cool. Technology is insane now. Yeah.
It's like watching the little fires starting to spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The sparks.
it's cool.
Sparks. And we'll be right back after these brief messages.
In 2025, be on the lookout for Derek the Acoustic's upcoming album, Ashes to Acoustics, The Sonic Revival. Throughout the year, Derek will be releasing several singles, leading up to the full album release, which will include a few extra tunes just for you. Ashes to Acoustics features live acoustic covers performed at open mics at the Otter River Pub, recorded by Soundbites events and open mics. You'll find them on all streaming platforms, so make sure you follow Derek at Derek the Acoustic to stay updated on these releases. Enjoy Ashes to Acoustics, the sonic revival in 2025 and beyond.
And now back to our show, right?
This is really all we ever wanted is to like, well, first and foremost, my goal was ever to just make my living playing music. Grew up blue collar home, from Gloucester, single mom, struggle, whatever. I've done every single job you can think of, every single one, roofing, landscaping, all the bad ones you can think of. Well, not bad, but all the labor intensive, hard, tough jobs. You gotta have thick skin for it. So this is the easiest job I've ever had. Which is why I'm like okay with playing every single day, because it's not working 80 hours like stacking concrete or something.
Breaking your back.
Unloading fishing boats at 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I did that in high school. Wow. And so it's not that. This is the easiest job I've ever done. Why wouldn't I want to spend more and more time doing this? Then that's this for me comes natural. It's super easy. Like, well, it's a different kind of work. It's not really work.
Not only are you getting to express yourself through song and music, but in the process, you're getting to make people happy and just enjoy their time with you.
All I ever wanted to do was make my living like how I was doing, is punch the time card and sing songs and make my living off music. And I've been fortunate enough to call this my full-time job since 2019. And then as I've gotten, done it a little bit, sort of hit doing 300 gigs a year is a lot of gigs.
That's
now we're like, where else can I take it?
Right.
I've played in St. John, played in Key West. Like, what else can we do? Now it's kind of evolved. The new goal is like, I want to sing my own songs.
Yeah.
I want to tour and travel and sing my own songs. So that's really all the new initiatives and all those things are new goal, being a touring band and let's go sing our songs and maybe help people and, maybe make a difference, make an impact and that's something I really never signed up for initially. The music was always like for me and like it was soothing to me and an outlet. And then people started relating to what I was going through. And now we're like writing songs about being, our first album was kind of a kid. This one's more about being an adult.
Yeah.
The album title's Love and Obsession.
Oh, I like that.
And it's about our love and our obsessions, kind of the struggle between family and home and our responsibilities and our obsession with the music and making it and, our hustle and our commitment to that and how those kind of push and pull with each other. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that with the struggle at home, whether it's with a podcast or your commitments at church, at home, your family, wherever it is. It's like, if you're really all in on one thing, some of the other things are getting neglected.
Right.
And that balance is our love and obsession. We wrote a whole bunch of songs that kind of like fit that sort of theme with a snapshot of who we are. And I think that when we get to go out and play these songs and people relate to them, as there's something there's a magic in that connection with it holds and resonates with them beyond that day, where they go and they listen to the song or it changes their day or they affects them some way. And that's like part of the new goal is like we want to sing our songs and influence and touch people in those ways and make an impact, because at the end of the day, like what else do we really have, right? Like we're like, so we're really focused this year on getting out there and touring. Nice. We want to tour. We want to sing our own songs. But if we don't, I was gladly singing, but I want to sing at bars and restaurants for the rest of forever. I told the agents, like, I'm not going to sign this deal unless I can sing at the bars and restaurants on tour. Yeah. Like, if we're touring with a bigger act and we're off for a couple nights because they're playing a show that we're not on, and we're in North Carolina somewhere, like, I'm going to send some emails and see if I can book a gig in Charlotte or wherever we're down. Like, I'm going to go play at some bar or restaurant. Why not?
And those small gigs are, as a fan,
just as meaningful and impactful.
Yeah.
Because think of how many people, right, especially now and today, can't afford a $500-$600 ticket to go see their favorite artist.
100%. Yeah.
But I can sing that song at the bar right down the street from their house almost just as good. You know, sometimes better, I'd say. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I can give them that real like experience, and they're into it, like you said, jumping up and down and singing along. And they're at the restaurant down the street in their hometown, like chilling. You know, that to me, you make connections with people that maybe have never gone to a concert, maybe would never go to a concert,
right?
But they experience the live music. Sometimes today, Mother's Day, I might have been the first time any of those kids seen live music.
Oh yeah,
because the parents are going to take them to a Luke Combs concert with 1,000 people. That's crazy to bring. I mean, I would love that. That's awesome. I'm probably going to do that with my kid, but that seems like a big ordeal. It's much more than just going brunch at the Goat, right? And I'm on a stage and I'm singing and I'm into it and I'm passionate about it. That's a connection there. So I'm doing that on a daily basis, which is part of the reason why I play every single day. It's like I'm addicted to that. I'm like, yeah.
And I love like when artists do that, like Ed Sheeran, for instance. He came
to pop-ups.
Yeah, he did in Ipswich, actually.
Yeah.
In Gloucester, yeah. He did a pop-up. One of my friends, Steve Dennis, and Haley Reardon, actually, they got to play at the old phone.
That's awesome.
They got to play there with them, and they met him. They posted pictures with them. Really, really cool. Local.
I got the updates
musicians.
to go see that, but I didn't have the chance to get out there. Yeah.
He popped up in Gloucester too at the bowling alley. He was shooting, doing something.
Yeah,
it was really, really cool. It was like all I saw on all of my social media for that whole week.
So that's where I was going to go with that. Is I think when you do stuff like that, when you're a part of a band, a big band, but then you do your own gigs while you're touring, like those are opportunities for viral moments.
Yeah, more.
Yeah,
right, 100%. So I definitely want to always play at the bars and restaurants. It's like, so where I got my start, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. You know, and some people look down at like the local musician thing as opposed to the touring musician thing.
Yeah,
and I can tell you from doing both that it's the same. It's just it's got its own different nuances and this stuff. Some of the touring bands and your favorite bands aren't getting paid as much as I do to pay the bar.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
And there's 1,000 people there singing their songs. So, you know, there's some people, maybe not at that level, but if there's a few hundred people or 300 people, whatever, there's, you know, some people they're still working jobs because they're touring, and it's not. So there's obviously financial stuff and whatever that they both. You're more of a rock star when you're touring than you are playing. You know, sometimes people aren't paying attention. They're just eating their eggs Benedict, and I'm the guy in the corner, and they don't care about me. But that's fine, because at the end of the day, I'm still getting paid to play music, and I don't really care. So they both have their trade-offs, for sure.
Sure.
But they're both equally, I think, it's meaningful, and it's perspective, too. I love playing the bars and restaurants. My gigging has put me where I am, both in music, songwriting, producing, my stage presence. So the reason why I'm able to play in front of a couple thousand people with Over the Bridge is because I've played thousands of gigs by myself in front of people. So when we get up together, it's just like
you found comfort in your own company.
Right. I'm used to being awkward and uncomfortable in front of a bunch of strangers. I do it literally every day.
Well, do you got another song for us?
Sure. What are you gonna do for this one?
What's the name of this next tune?
I know, it seems like you have a lot to choose from between OTB and yourself.
I do.
Yeah, that cover.
It's like a whole Rolodex of songs.
I know.
I'm thinking, what are we gonna do here? I'll play another OTB song.
Okay.
I think we might have played this song while we were here last time. It's called Moses.
This is my favorite one.
It's maybe another singer-songwriter-y kind of tune. We snuck it in there. Dave plays the violin on it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I wrote this song about a time where I wrote it for the singer-songwriter competition at this place called Katrina's, the bar in Gloucester. It doesn't exist anymore, but they had a $1,000 singer-songwriter contest, and I wrote this song for it. I wrote it about a true story about this man who's passed away. His name's John, but they call him Moses because of big white hair and a huge beard. And it was a true story about a night I was sitting at the bar at Katrina's with him. And talking to him, so then I wrote this song called Moses the next day, and I didn't win the competition with it, but I got a really good song out of it.
Yeah,
I love the meaning behind this song.
I met a man at the bar with a white beard, who at first glance to most might seem kind of weird, but if you listen to him speak, you might hear the kind of wisdom that was wise beyond my years. He said you gotta have thicker skin, boy. You can't let him get you all round up. A tall Guinness was in his cup as he spoke to me. He said reggae music ain't no peace and love. It was a fight for freedom, there were freedom songs. Friends, faith, and family, that's all you need. I'm not religious, I believe in divine. I've been taking my time, reading the signs. I'm feeling like this is where I should be. I'm not religious, believe in divine. Taking my time, reading the signs. I'm feeling like this is where I should be. I said, hey Moses, how'd you get so wise? He said, life's kicked my ass about 1,000 times. I could see the truth right in his eyes as he cheers his pint glass in the mind. He said, hey Moses, how'd you get so wise? He said, life's kicked my ass about 1,000 times. I could see the truth right in his eyes as he cheers his pint glass in the mind. He said, if I could go back, boy, there's one thing I would change. I would have listened to that old man at the bar when that was your He said, try and speak less, you won't learn unless you listen. Gotta do it now, tomorrow's not a given. Play drums, keys, guitar, it's all about the rhythm. History is his story, there's more to be written. No matter how large of the life you may think you are. Without happiness and love in your life, you won't get too far. He said, I should have died a couple of times, my brother, here we are. And now every day I thank my lucky star. I said, hey Moses, how'd you get so wise? He said, well, ask him about 1,000 times. I can see the truth right in his eyes as he cheers his pint glass in the mouth. I said, hey Moses, how'd you get so wise? Life's kicked my ass 1,000 times. I can see the truth in his eyes as he cheers his pint glass in the mind. He said, if I can go back, both there's one thing I would change. I would not listen to that old man at the bar when I was your age. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Dave plays the violin on that one.
It's beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you. It's one of my favorite songs. That song, shout out to our boy Joe Samba, produced our first album, the one that went #1 on the iTunes charts. Samba actually produced that album because of that song.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, he heard us play that song at Pipe Dream Brewing in Londonderry.
I love them. I wish they were still open.
We
Yeah.
did that song at a gig, a cover gig that we used to do covers and play anywhere and everywhere we could play with Over the Bridge. We played that song.
Yeah.
Joe Samba loved it and hit me up that night and was like, I want to produce your first album with that song on it.
That's incredible.
Well, thank you, Moses, for being the inspiration.
Yeah, seriously.
Rest in
seriously.
peace, Moses.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Moses. His real name's John. I'm not sure his last name, honestly, but he's kind of like a local dude, like locally famous.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. Since I was a kid, young teenager, just like dude's been around town. We used to take pictures with him.
Yeah.
Like he's just absolutely out of his mind, but awesome at the same time. Like you would, just one of those guys that you'd like write off immediately. You know,
Yeah.
maybe stay a little bit away from.
Yeah, right.
And I, that night, sat down with him, started talking to him. I bought him a beer.
That's cool.
And we started talking, and he just like dropped this crazy knowledge. He knew so much stuff about reggae music. First off, he was like talking about like Haile Selassie and like the history of reggae in Jamaica and all this stuff. And I'm like,
Wow.
whoa.
Yeah.
how do you know this? Like, yeah. And then he was just like, teaching me some life stuff. And like, I don't know why I was riled up. I think I was talking to my boys next to him, and I was like getting riled up about something. Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, you can't. He's up. Don't let him get you riled up. Like this random stranger guy at the bar was like, don't let him get you all riled up. And I'm like,
gotta have thicker skin, boy.
oh yeah, you gotta have thicker skin. You can't let him. I'm like, obviously people say that. It's like, whatever. But this random dude, I was like, whoa. I was like feeling like maybe this. I should have heard this at this moment. We're here for a reason, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the next day, I just like wrote the song about it. Yeah.
Maybe it was the real Moses, divine intervention.
It could have been.
Right?
It could have been.
Yeah.
It might have been, honestly.
Serious.
So yeah, one of my favorite songs that we've ever wrote.
This was the
Great
stripped
story.
down version, because if you go back to the OTB episode, I got to
featuring Nikki.
I was on the maraca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so much fun too.
Yeah, Austin was with us last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Well, that's jeez. Well, and that's what I love about doing this podcast is that you don't just hear the song, but you get to hear the story behind the song.
It. Awesome. We don't really get too much opportunity to like tell any story behind the song. I mean, maybe like some social media content type stuff, but like when you have we're making our first impression out there, opening for big bands and doing whatever. You playing a gig, you don't have the time to like talk about the song. Everything's like we only have 30 minutes to open for them. Like, hurry up, play the next song. Like, shut up, Dave. Don't say anything. Like you're like talking too much. You waste like a couple minutes, and it's like we could have played a whole nother song. So like you don't say anything in between the songs about them. So people hear the songs, but they don't get to.
Right.
So it's really cool to sit here and like play the song and then tell you a little bit about like
behind
where
the
it came
music.
from and stuff. Because like what you said earlier, so much more goes into a song than just like you really don't know at surface level when you just comes up in a playlist and you're just like, oh, that song's all right. But like those people probably worked on it for really long times with a lot of money, a lot of emotion, a lot of whatever story behind it.
It's like a cake. You're adding layers to the song.
It is
Yeah.
like a cake.
That's right.
A good cake.
It's
I
right.
actually- today at my gig this morning, it was somebody's birthday and Mother's Day, and they had cake. They had cake, and I asked them if I could have a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was like on the microphone. I was like, "Hey, can I have a piece of cake?" I thought it was funny, but I didn't get a piece of cake after. I was like, "It was a little cake." I don't know.
All right, guys, you heard it. You heard it here. Next show, bring cake.
I will eat it
Yes.
for sure.
Nikki, do you have a question?
Yeah. I mean, so I know we kind of sort of touched on it, but how do you find OTB reference? How do you find that balance?
Yeah.
Another great song.
Yeah.
If anybody ever sees them live, Dave will stand on one leg the entire song while playing guitar over his head.
We found out this week that is our third most streamed song of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
So how are you finding that balance between writing your own music and trying to now master an album? Like, how do you know when to turn off one and go to the other?
Oh, that's good.
Honestly, it's pretty easy. It's easier than you think to separate the two, because they live in their own worlds.
Sure, yeah.
Like the bars and restaurants and the covers and the stuff. It's like, it's its own thing. It's kind of like work in my job, but it's a great job. But I show up, I play the gigs. I'm there to entertain the people, and play what they want me to play. Not.
Well, where do you find the time to start writing your own songs now?
Honestly, sometimes it comes up in those gigs. I'll be jamming like random things and I'll get an idea or something like that, and I'll try it out at a gig that's maybe dead and there's nobody there, and I'll just like try a new song or something.
Yeah.
But a lot of times on the road with OTB, new songs will come up when we're all together just kind of chilling. I spend a lot of time when I'm not gigging. These gigs are like night, right? During the day in my studio. I have a home studio in my house. And I'll sit down purposefully and set a timer for like an hour and just like create.
That's cool.
Like I try and consistently get in there and make something.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter what it is.
It's good that you do a timer. Otherwise, I bet you'd spend like hours in there.
Honestly, I get so distracted that if I didn't set a timer, I'd like be there for 5 minutes and then I'd be like off downstairs in the garage doing like something else.
Oh,
like
okay.
hanging a shelf or something. Like,
You're the other way.
Sidetracked, totally. I have to set an hour, so I sit there this is what I'm doing for an hour, is making music. Do not get distracted. And then even that, I'll start one song in that hour, and then I'll pick up a text or something, then I'll feel a different way, and then I'll be making something completely. I have like literally 1.5 million finished projects on there.
I know exactly what that's
the
like.
channel changes like all the time, and I just like, even when I sit down at a later date to like pick it back up, it's not in the same mind space, not in the same vibe. It's like, it's hard to keep that going. Usually when that happens, I give the song to I'll send it to Dave and be like, hey, write the second verse to this, 'cause I don't know where to go with it.
Well, that's cool though, that you can bounce those ideas and collaborate.
Yeah, it is. That's like one of the awesome parts about being in a band and staying creative too. And that ties into it, is like, a lot of these little sparks that come in with little, I have a chorus, I have a guitar lick, I have Dave will hit me up and be like, I just wrote this like, chord progression the other day. Like, got anything for it words wise, or like a melody or something? So it's, with the band and creating the original music, it's not just on me to do all the parts.
Right.
Like, I can have just like a chorus or something and be like, what do you guys think about this chorus? And then I'll play it for them. And then Dave will be like, well, let's go, and then it'll turn into a verse. And of course, they'll have Austin will add the drums, and it evolves. So it's not, I'm not always writing the entire song. It's like, it's okay to have a really strong feeling about this one part, and then give it to them to add their piece to it. Right. And that was really hard. That's something learned. It's like, giving up and sharing with someone else. It's like the ultimate sharing, but it's like something you feel so strongly about, and letting someone else give their opinion on what it should sound like or say.
But in the same respect too, it's like you have that bond and that trust built with your
over
team.
years. It's over the years, right?
You guys are all so extremely strong and talented that you're like, I trust giving them this little tidbit.
Dave's gonna do it.
Yeah, Dave's gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah,
totally.
Put that on a T-shirt. Dave's gonna do it.
Dave's gonna do it. Yeah, sure. You should. That's funny. Dave's gonna do it. Dave would do it too. I've learned over the years, if you double dog dare Dave to do something, or if like he's slacking and we're waiting for his like vocals on something, and I'm like, you probably can't do that. Dave's like,
oh, the hell I can.
Hold my beer. He's totally like that. Yeah, 100%. Actually, we had to do that with him a couple times on the album. One of his verses. Was maybe just like spit out like quick, and I could tell because I've known him we've been playing music together for a decade, and I'm like, Dave, you can do better than this.
Do better, Dave.
Yeah. And at first he was like mad at me, but then he was like, I can do better than this. You know what I mean? Like, he took a second, readjusted, and then he came back, and the verse he wrote was like incredible. Now it's like one of my favorite verses on the whole album. Like, it's sick. So Dave's motivated that way. I know how
you have to challenge him.
The creative process is different for everybody. Austin is like really like rehearse.
Yeah.
And he's a drummer, so everything's in time. We got to play to the click. Yep. We got to get the set list down. We got to plan everything out. You have 30 seconds to talk in between these songs. Like, Austin has really created some discipline to our chaos. That's me and Dave on stage. We've been in a jammy. A lot of our songs didn't even have words for a long time. We just get up and jam. No set list, no anything. And since we've dialed that in, Austin's really good for that. It's keeping us like dialed in. And
Austin lands the plane.
Yeah, he does. And Dave is, shreds and can pick up basically anything. And I maybe just have like an endless supply of that mind, the idea mind.
Yes.
I'm pulling melodies and words and stuff out of my head all the time. And these guys take those and make them incredible songs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. So that the creative process while gigging all the time, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the last thing I want to do when I get home after playing 2 shows, being on the stage for 9 hours today, is going home and picking up my guitar and writing a song or something.
Oh, I get that.
Absolutely don't want to do that. So it's on days off or like set creative time, or honestly, playing so much does hinder the creative process.
It can, yeah.
It's tough to find that time, but being disciplined and like setting a time every week, daily, whatever it is, to practice and to play and to create something has yielded a lot of good results for me.
That's a great way to do it.
Do you ever find yourself too, because you spend a decent amount of time in the car too, like getting to all these gigs, and especially you're like, I was in Maine. I go from Maine to Portsmouth, and then Portsmouth down, southern New Hampshire.
Yep.
Do you ever find yourself like pulling out like the voice record on your phone
Absolutely. All the time. That's funny that you say that because that's in the car. I do some of my best work. I take phone calls in the car. I'll be listening back in the car to like, you know, versions of songs or rough ideas and demos and stuff that I've done. I'll be stopped at a stoplight and something will happen and I'll be like, that's a good idea for a song. And I'll like write it down, right? Or for some reason I'll be driving. I'm a weirdo. It depends on the day, but like most times I don't like to drive with music.
I don't either.
Weird. I'm like, not because I don't love music. Obviously I do.
Yeah.
It's like I'm so in my own head and my own thoughts all the time anyway that like I don't know. I fill up the space.
Yeah.
There's sound going on. You just can't hear it. You know
I'm the same way. Like
I fill up the space in my own head, right?
I have an hour commute one way, you know, just to get to work. And in the morning, like first thing in the morning, I'm like, I don't want noise. I want silence.
Takes you an
And
hour to like sort out your brain before you're ready to like,
I'm so glad I've met my people because there's been times like music has been such a huge part of my life where I usually have just this theme music playing in my life all the time. But then I come home sometimes.
Is it the Benny Hill theme song? I feel like that's the music playing in your head.
Quiet you. And yes. You know, I'll come home and sometimes and I just have everything off.
Yeah,
and I just
quiet.
sit in the silence.
Right.
And that's when you do a lot of reflecting.
Yeah.
You know, and then you think of your next ideas.
Totally.
Come out of it.
That's drive time for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like a forced quiet time for me, you know?
Yeah.
When I'm home or when I'm at a gig or when I'm whatever, I'm just like, you know, all these other commitments and all these things and all these people and responsibilities. When I'm in the car, all I have to do is drive. And that's what I'm like, I can take an hour and 10 minutes to be quiet right now. Think about stuff that I want to think about.
And you think about it too, is you are subjected to so much noise most of the time, right?
I mean, it's draining. My social battery gets drained. Sure. And then I'm like, you know, I'm like a slug. I don't really want to talk. I'm like, all of the energy that I have, I've given to the rooms all day, right? And then I'm just like, sometimes I get home and I'm just like a shell.
I don't think people realize that with, you know, musicians is we think of these musicians as just superhumans, like they can just 24/7.
Yeah.
But we're all people, man. Like we need to recharge.
Yeah, seriously, it's physically taxing to play. To sing for 3 hours is like physical. Like right now, I've burnt 649 calories today. I haven't gone to the gym.
Yeah.
Just played a gig and then drove here.
Yeah.
That's like half of somebody's caloric intake for the day right there that you've already burned.
Yeah, just in a 4-hour gig this morning, sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
I wasn't even standing for that gig. When I'm standing and bouncing around, it's even more than that.
That's almost a Whopper.
Yeah. I'm so dehydrated all the time because I'm burning so many calories and I don't drink nearly enough water. Sometimes I'll play like 2 gigs and all I drank was like an extra large black coffee this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like why is my arm cramping up? Like, it's physically taxing. It is.
Oh, yeah.
We're literally athletes. And a lot of people who play all the time and gigging in a bar is different physically than touring.
Oh, okay.
Even. It's a completely different ballgame. The guys that tour and then drive 8 hours.
Yeah, the amount on
and
that
love
your
the
body.
gear and then work the merch table and then play an hour on the stage and like, oh man, that is a whole nother.
And think about it, your sleep quality.
Very little sleep.
You get to go home and go to sleep in your bed every night.
Every night.
Yeah.
Every night I sleep in my own bed, nice bed. I eat a good meal that I cook. I pack food to go with me to, you know, the gigs when I'm on long days.
Yeah.
On the road, it's different.
Cans of chicken.
You just never know what's going to happen.
These kids, these men are like absolute animals. Like hats off to these guys. You want to talk about how you don't really know how much goes into a song? You don't know how much goes into that show and that tour from your favorite band. Mm-hmm. These guys might be rock stars and they're, you know, glorifying it on social media, but the real backstage and what these guys, it's grueling, dude. These guys are athletes.
I mean,
They're athletes.
You even mentioned back on the OTB episode, you're like, on the road, it's cans of chicken, it's beef jerky, it's
different
like
animal,
totally different animal.
Yeah, and I'm like conscious about it too. Like normal, God, where are you? Like McDonald's, whatever's available. Really,
Right,
like you don't have a choice. It's like you're hungry, you stuff your face with whatever's there. Snacks in the green room, you know, chocolates and polar seltzer. That's what's here today. That's what we ate. Like.
I mean, like, even when you were prepping for your Key West, you know, trip that you just had, you showed, like, you basically meal prepped for your trip. Yeah.
Taylor is a huge passenger princess. She loves to, sip a little something. Like she has her water cup, and she loves a snack and stuff. So she's really good at packing and like preparing. She makes me all my lists when I travel, when I'm going on tour. If my brain is scrambled, Taylor will like make a list for me of like organize like what I need to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So she was responsible for the packing for the Key West trip. She drove down with me, and she's the best. And she made sure that we had food and snacks and stuff because not only does she like to snack, but obviously we got to eat. And like sometimes, the places that we're at, we're not, not going to eat fast food every day on the road and stuff. It's like, it's tough. So you're not getting the right nutrients. You're not getting the right sleep. You're not getting enough water, and you're exerting a shit ton of energy night after night.
Think about it. Food
That's
is
like all the recipe for disaster, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like when these guys collapse on stage, everybody's like automatically like, "Oh, he must be on drugs." Like, dude, and being on drugs on top of those other things is like crazy, dude.
Yeah. I mean, well, think about it. Food is fuel. So you really should pay attention. You can't just cram it with junk and then give it your all the whole time.
No, it's like Tom Brady, right? He doesn't like slam double cheeseburgers and
was eating avocado freaking ice cream.
Yeah, Budweiser before he goes on stage, until he throws a touchdown. Like, no, it's like I'm able to physically play 300 gigs and perform night after night because I've been sober for almost a year now.
Amen.
That's awesome.
I don't drink.
Yeah.
I do smoke.
You're Cali sober.
I smoke. Yeah, Cali sober, right? I do smoke. But like I'm exercising regularly every week, very consistently. I'm super adamant about that. I eat healthy. I watch what I eat. I track most days what my intake and stuff. I'm really serious about the gym and health, because if I'm not physically operating at a high level, there's no way that I can perform at the top level.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
If you're at 80%, how can you give 100%? You can't. You can give 100% of 80 if you want.
Yeah.
100% of hungover is like, okay, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I play every Saturday in Portsmouth until I get home at 2:00 in the morning. And then I wake up the next day at 8 and I play at 10 a.m. for brunch the next day. And that's every week.
Right.
If I was hungover and drinking and eating shitty food, I would not be able to sustain that. I wouldn't be able to do it.
It makes you really wonder about what are the older bands have endured, like the Rolling Stones.
Oh, dude,
and
those guys are like, they should be studied like aliens, right? Like absolute aliens. They should be studied for science and dissected. They should be figured out because I have no idea. Those guys are made out of nails and iron. Like, who knows? They were partying like rock stars and playing the shows night after night.
Oh,
I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. We're going on tour. We're gonna party every night. We're doing. I've tried. I tried, dude. I couldn't keep up. I couldn't do it. It was impossible. Maybe a couple nights, but then it
gets old quick.
Wasted. Yeah, it's
yeah.
I don't know. And then you have the other guys on the other hand that are like, I've seen some guys on tour that get shit faced.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. And then they do it every night. And they're like, I don't know how this guy's been doing it for 100 years, but like...
No, the problem is if he stops, he's not going to be able to do it anymore.
Fair. That's absolutely fair. Yeah.
Once that train gets going.
Yeah, exactly it. He stops, now he gets the shakes, and now he feels like crap, and he can't do it. Yeah.
Not for me.
Right. You can't, what is it? You can't be hungover if you don't stop drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still drunk.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, man. So that's, sobriety's been a good, useful tool for me.
That's awesome.
I've been able, like, driving home late at night and, stuff like that. It's not hard to wake up early in the morning for an early load in or something like that. So taking care of your body is, like, another big part of, all of it. And it's something that I've been super serious about, at least last professionally playing music. Mm-hmm. Also taking care of yourself, your voice, your body, you know, getting enough sleep and stuff.
And I mean, it's really cool to see your dedication to making sure that you are bringing a certain level of quality to your music and craft.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. You got it.
Not a lot of people care about that.
Yeah, well, they should.
Right.
Speaking of that, do you your craft? Do you have another song for us?
Yeah. Sure.
We're so demanding.
We are demanding. What are we going? What are we going with this time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we do a cover?
You already know what cover I would ask for.
Oh.
What's that?
The Glass Animals one.
Oh man, you want that one? Okay.
This is my favorite cover, everyone, that he does.
It'd be weird without the looper.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think I can do it. Thank you guys for having me, by the way.
Thank you for coming back on with us.
Beautiful day, Mother's Day. All right, this is Heat Waves by Glass Animals. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights, the middle of June. Heat waves faking me out. I can't make happier than that. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights, the middle of June. Heat waves faking me out. I can't make happier than that. Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today our reflections clearly in Hollywood, posted on the screen. You just need a better life than this. Well, you deserve something I cannot forget. Fake water all across the road. The night is gone, the night is cold. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights, the middle of June. Heat waves faking me out. I can't make happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights, the middle of June. Heat waves faking me out. I can't make happier now. You can't fight it, you can't breathe. You say something so loving, but now it's time I let you go. You'll be better off with someone new. I don't wanna be alone. And you know it hurts me too. You look so broken when you cry. One more, and then I say goodbye. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights, the middle of June. Heat waves faking me out. Can't make happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights, the middle of June. Heat waves faking me out. I can't make happier now. I can't make happier now. Yeah.
That's cool.
Great
Always
request,
love it.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Always love it.
Great request.
I love Glass Animals.
$5 in the bucket.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Hey, 10 if you have a
Tip jar.
Hey, 10 if you have a mustache.
Yeah, that's it.
No, Mike has a theory about having a mustache and
There
getting
is.
tips.
Oh, really?
Funny, every single time that I shave my beard into a mustache,
Yeah.
my tips go up like a significant percent.
No kidding.
I track my tips on this app called Tipsy. The bartenders usually use it, but I use it
Yeah.
to track my gig tips. And my tips, literally, I have data to support that it goes up when I have a mustache. I don't know
Oh,
what it is.
isn't that weird?
But I get more tips when I have a mustache.
I actually usually wear my facial hair without a mustache.
Right.
And so I shaved it off not too long ago. And I had somebody come up to me at church like, Chris, I liked you better with the mustache.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, right?
Weird thing, right?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just roll back.
Weird. It's so strange. I don't know what it is, but like there's something there. There's mustache power. There is.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a power behind the mustache. There is.
Not much is known about the mustache, but you
No,
know.
it hasn't been studied.
Hasn't
for sure. There's
must
a
have-
little research on the power of the mustache.
Yes.
I must ask you a question. Did your tips increase this time?
Oh man,
Yes.
I am proud of you, Nikki, for that one.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I'm telling you, I had just absolutely so much fun.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I'm really excited to see both, you know, where you're gonna go with your solo acts, but then
Yeah.
also with Over the Bridge, and
Thank you.
Just you guys have so much awesome things
Thank you.
lined up for you.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
We can use all the people in our corner that we can. So we appreciate you guys
We're here for it.
cheering and
Oh,
rooting
yeah.
us on. We really do.
Yeah.
Seriously. Without you guys and people supporting it, we'd just kind of be out here screaming into the void. So it's like, it's
Yeah.
nice. It's nice to have some support.
Well, we are just thrilled to be able to. I mean, we're spoiled.
We are spoiled.
We are so spoiled.
We are too, man. We're super lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen,
Yeah.
we got to hear one of your originals like nobody has ever heard
Yeah,
before.
that was an exclusive. Very
Yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
I would.
I don't even think actually the guys in Over the Bridge haven't heard that yet.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody's. Yeah,
Call me selfish, but do you have another one?
another like
One of your originals.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Can we do one more? Sorry.
100%.
Another original of mine that the boys did. I'm digging deep here.
Yeah.
In this one.
That Rolodex is spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What new content are you creating right now, Mike Jetti?
Oh, yeah. There we
Come
go.
on, with something from the Mike Jetti Project.
That's the same song that we were just playing.
I'm like, that sounds a lot like Heat
That
Waves.
sounds a lot like Heat Waves. Well, I wrote this song called Heat Waves.
This one's called Cold Standstill.
Let's see what we got. Digging deep in the files for a song. There's one that I want to play, but I can't remember the chords to. So this is like where it sucks of like writing songs and then you don't remember how they go because you write so many of them.
I was about to say, eventually one gets overwritten by the other.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. So we want an original. What about? Okay. What about like an older original from Over the Bridge?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I think we might have played Compass.
Yeah.
Last time?
Yeah, I think you did.
It's like one of our older ones.
Wait, no. I think you did Balance. I know you did Dreamin' on the live.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Did you? No, I think you did do Compass the
Maybe.
last time.
All right.
I gotta think in the Rolodex now.
Let's do a new one off the new album.
Ooh.
This is like another songwritery type tune. This one's called Solace. It's about our bass player, original bass player that passed away. Find the solace you've been searching for, my friend. Hey. I hope you finally found some peace. I hope that you can see all of the loving that we found. I hope you know just what it means to me. Oh, those stage lights don't shine as bright for me. Oh, those bass lines bring back sweet memories. 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 It must have been like 06, barely 15. We were all up in the mix. Me and C would sit up in the room, smoking Black Mounds, drinking, thinking we were cool. Ooh, them Smirnoff 32s had the speakers hooked up to the TV with that PS2. And that's when you pulled out that CD and you played that song, gent along with the bass. I think the song was epic. Number turned it down, you always had it that 11. Hey, I hope you find the solace you've been searching for, my friend. I hope you finally found some peace. Hey, I hope that you can see all of the thing that we found. I hope you know just what it means to me. Ooh, those stage lights don't shine bright for me. Oh, those face lines bring back sweet memories. Memories. Memories, sweet memories. Oh, memories, sweet memories. Just some wild-eyed kids with some wild ideas. I was influenced by the influence. Grandpa felt so free, singing with my eyes closed. Couldn't look at the crowd, but look at me now. That summer block party, your band played out on the stoop. That's when your dad made me get up there and sing with you. Well, that was what I got. Now it's who I am. Guess the universe had some bigger plans. I hope you find the solace you've been searching for, my friend. I hope you finally found some peace. I hope that you can see all of the loving that we found. I hope you know just what it means to me. Ooh, those stage lights don't shine as bright for me. Oh, those bass lines bring back sweet memories. Memories. Memories, sweet memories.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, like I have
you.
chills from
Thank you.
Rest in peace.
It's
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
his name's Mike Paul, MP, we called him.
That's a beautiful tribute.
I started writing that song. I got hit with the lightning strike.
Yeah.
Right around the time when he passed away, and it took me since 2019 to finish the song.
Wow.
Well, what better way to immortalize it?
Yeah. So that song's gonna be on the new album. It's called Solace. True story.
Yeah.
So MP is my best friend, my brother. His little brother, Chris Paul, which I grew up. It's my best friend, still my best friend. And MP is his older brother, who grew up around the house all the time. He introduced me to Sublime for the first time.
Oh, nice.
He was a bass player, and he used to play along in the bedroom. Me and CP would, hang out up there as like 14, 13, 15-year-olds, just fucking around, causing mischief. And his brother would be jamming along to these CDs, it's Sublime and stuff on his bass.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know who Sublime or any of this stuff was. But there was that one song I was like, man, I love that song. Like, every time I went over, will you play that song? It was Eben.
Yeah.
It's the bass line is boom ba doom 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 doom. Yeah, and he would play it perfectly. And I was like, yo, do the song. So he would play that all the time for us. And that was like my first intro into Sublime or whatever. And then that's like the first verse is like, he introduced me to Sublime when me and Steve, very formative years, but when I first started playing, did my first gig with his band. And the first time I ever sang in front of people, I sang What I Got by Sublime at a summer block party.
I remember you saying that.
On the stoop at the front, on his front porch.
Yeah.
And MP, his dad, Larry, had heard me jamming with MP and his band. They were older brothers, so like, probably like 5 or 6 years older than us.
Yeah.
And he heard me singing with them, like, a few weeks before. And he was like, get up there and do the song. Well, and I'm like, no. And he literally pushed me physically up onto the stairs.
Good thing he
to
did.
sing a song with them. And I sang with them, and everybody loved it, and I loved it. And then after that, it was just like over, you know? So
Yeah.
the song kind of is homage to that, those couple times and those fond memories that I have of like
beautiful.
getting me into music.
That's awesome.
And MP was our first bassist, touring bassist. He's on the first album. So he passed away right after he tracked his parts for the first album.
Wow.
So the one that's on Spotify and iTunes now
That's
that's
awesome.
him playing on it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Very, very meaningful.
Yeah.
We don't tell that story too often.
Yeah.
We're like, 5 years out from it, but it was really hard for the band. He passed away right before we were supposed to do a New England tour. We ended up getting a substitute and doing the tour. But we were going to cancel it. We weren't going to play.
Yeah.
It was really hard for me to gig solo because when I was first starting a gig, MP would play bass with me when I didn't have a looper, didn't have any of that
Oh,
stuff.
sure,
So I
yeah.
played a restaurant and I'd be like, hey, will you play with me? So that I
Yeah.
wasn't just up there by myself.
Yeah.
So it was tough. It was tough for me to go and gig and do the stuff after that. So this song means a lot to me, and it's going to be on the new album. We recorded it.
That's beautiful.
Acoustic, pretty much like this.
Yeah.
There's like some shakers and some stuff, and Dave plays, some sleepy kind of guitar lead in the back. It's
Yeah.
really, really cool. Yeah.
Well, MP would be proud of you.
Yeah, I think he would, man. I
Yeah.
think honestly, his head would be exploding. He was like one of our first like big, huge cheerleaders. Like he was like, "We're gonna take over the world." Like, and I believed it because he was like, "You're the best. You can do it. We're gonna make it." Well, and then it was like
Right.
one of the first people to. Well, I was 14. He was like, "Whoa, dude, you're sick. Like,
Yeah.
come play with the band." Like, it was like
Yeah,
one of those first things. So, I think that. Now, our second album, tours and shows and streams and all these, number
for
one album, all
MP.
this stuff.
Yeah.
I think he'd be really, really, really stoked on what's going on. His
Right.
mind would be absolutely blown with the stuff that we've been able to do since then. And yeah.
Think about it too, though. It's like you're carrying on like his legacy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All the growth is just a continuation of his legacy.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. And I carry that
Yeah.
with me when we're touring.
Clearly,
when we're playing
very
shows,
proudly.
when we're done-
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Not a lot of people know what it's like to experience that kind of loss, especially in a
So
band and
close.
stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's the way he passed and everything that happened around it was really, really crazy. And it took me a long time to finish that song, just because every time I thought about it, I was like really emotional.
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
kind of put it up on a shelf and just left it there for a
Right.
while.
Well, we're really honored that
Yeah.
you brought
Thank
that
you. Thank
song
you.
to the song.
That's the first time I played that for anybody too.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
So you guys
thank
get the
you.
exclusive. That one's going to be on
Thank
the
you.
album. First time I played that one live, solo at least, acoustic like this in this kind of setting. And the other one that I played too is nobody's heard that one. So yeah, thank you guys for giving me the chance to come in and share some exclusive, never before heard stuff. Maybe we'll meet again in a another couple months, and we'll be talking about how what these songs have done since we played them here. So
that'd be awesome.
I mean,
cool.
I know I had mentioned to you when I saw you up in Portsmouth how I would love, because right now, like for everyone listening, it is May right now, and we are currently booked out until November.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
you
sick.
guys
Good
are
for you guys, by the way. Crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Planets are lining.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
But I had mentioned, I said, I would love for you guys like to plan something when, Dave can be out here from Utah
Yeah.
and all that. And I would just love to hear after you guys are done with this tour.
Yeah.
Come back,
and
let
have
us
some
know how
stories
it's,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Come
that'd
back
be
and let us know
awesome.
how
Yeah,
it
that'd be
goes.
Follow
sick. Absolutely.
I would love to get
Would
all
love
of
that.
you guys in here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That'd be
I'm in.
great. Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Sign us up.
Awesome. I what an incredible time.
Man, thank you so much.
Yeah, we were really appreciative of you coming down here. This is, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
When you come down, and
You guys are great, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so talented, guys. I'm telling you, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Mike, why don't you just let people know where they can go find all your stuff?
At Mike Jetti on most of the socials. Over the Bridge is the band name, at OTB Tunes. Next big Over the Bridge show is June 7th at Oddity by the Ocean Beer Fest.
Nice.
That's in Ogunquit, Maine.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah, Jacob Knoll, Bradley Knoll's son from Sublime is playing. Eric Wilson, who's the bassist from Sublime, his side project is playing. Grateful Dub,
Yep.
who's Brett Wilson and Roots of Creation.
Yep.
That's their side project.
Very cool.
And a couple other guys from California are going to be out there and over the bridge. So that's our next big show. Check us out. TikTok is popping right now. TikTok at OTB Tunes. We got a bunch of new content, a bunch of new music stuff coming out. So
That's
follow us and tag along. Come out to a show. Should be having some really exciting stuff happening in the next
You'll be
year.
in Hampton Beach too coming up, right?
Yeah, we
Ooh.
can't announce that one yet.
Okay.
But yes.
They
we
will be at Hampton Beach
In Hampton
soon.
Beach this summer, and it's going to be a massive show. So keep an eye out for that announcement.
Yeah. I just love that you're doing all the really cool venues out there.
Thank you.
You know, I'm so proud of you guys. You guys have,
Thank
you know,
you.
you worked so hard, and you, the band, and you
Yeah.
guys never gave up, and you
Yeah.
guys just kept on doing and doing,
Yeah.
and now you're starting to see the rewards from that.
It's crazy that we're
Yeah.
10 years in and we feel like we're just getting started. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So, well, again, guys, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in on this episode. You know, make sure that you're following all of us. Make sure you're following our buddy here, Mike, and all his socials. And also
OTB.
and OTB,
Yeah.
please. And then also make sure that you're following us. Nikki, can you let the audience know where they can find us?
Yeah, we're on all of the things, all the major streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you stream all your things. We're on YouTube, Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are now also on TikTok. So,
We got the TikToks.
yeah, I'm actually on TikTok now. I couldn't tell you what my handle is, but find me, I guess.
It's the new Where's Waldo game. Where's Nikki on TikTok?
Yeah, so definitely make sure you're giving us a listen. And when you do listen, make sure you are at least subscribing or giving us a like or share. That goes such a long way as well. And it not only supports us, but also our musicians out there,
100%.
like Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, again, thank you, Mike. Thank you to all of our musical guests ever. We are, like I said, we're booked out until November.
Awesome.
It's insane. And just thank you guys. This just goes to show how talented New England area is, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, and we haven't even scratched the surface.
No, we're just
So
starting.
much more.
That's right.
Cheers.
So, guys, with that said, later. Bye.
Peace.
Oh,